instantly. Now, in your life, I don't know, I don't know if you're married. In your life, do you believe that to be fairly true?
Yes, I would say yes.
So when you go on a date or whenever you meet somebody, it's a body language. It is explain it from a woman's perspective.
It's more than just being on a date. It's everyday life. You can tell if somebody's anxious, if they're nervous, if they're excited. You just can't contain it. You know, whether they're talking with their hands a lot, whether they're fidgety, maybe they're in a rush to get somewhere. You know, you can see it.
And there's body language experts.
Yes.
Okay, so I've always been somebody, I pay attention to this stuff, I read about this stuff, I'm into it. So I'm just going to, because I don't think you can, there are tells. People can't, even actors, you can't act your entire life. You tell people if you're excited, if you're turned on, you're turned off, you're repulsed,
Right.
So Bill Belichick is pretty good at containing himself. He's got a poker face. Anybody see Belichick last night at the media day? According to a website, 33 smiles. I've never seen Belichick this happy. Belichick's watched the tape. Belichick is loose. Belichick feels good about the Super Bowl. Now, Colin, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna take you through this. I told this story. When Atlanta played Green Bay last year in the NFC title game, Fox took a picture of Aaron Rodgers before the game, and he looked tense. Look at him breathe. He looked anxious. He had seen the tape. He was battling a cold. Green Bay was dealing with injuries. Before the game, I'm showing these to our TV audience. He did not look like a confident, energized dude. He did not look like Aaron Rodgers. He took a couple of deep breaths, and I said it. I can remember watching this game thinking, he doesn't look. He's seen the film. He knows the matchups. He knows Atlanta's offense. He knows he's going to have to carry this team, and he's sick, and he was sick. And we knew that going into the game. Okay, say, Colin, that's crazy. I remember sitting in my Connecticut home, 2003 AFC divisional game in New England, and CBS took a picture. It was freezing. Here's the picture of Peyton Manning in warm-ups. And I can remember them taking a picture of in this game, and I'm sitting home, and I'm like, he doesn't look comfortable. He looks cold. And they would take shots of Brady, and Brady was high-fiving, and Peyton Manning looked anxious and freezing. And by the way, he played like crap. I saw it again this year in college football. When Nick Saban, before the game against Clemson, I've never seen him that happy. Nick Saban is uptight when he rolls out of bed in the morning. Nick Saban sitting there before the game. He's laughing on the sideline during the anthem, and I'm like, Nick's seen tape. And Nick knows that quarterback going to have a long day. You can't hide it. Have you ever watched a piece of tape when Jimmy Johnson talks about the 92 Super Bowl against Buffalo? Now, we can't show you the video. I've seen it this morning. Jimmy is got a grin ear to ear, and Jimmy tells you why.
It might be more colorful to tell you that I was consumed with tense, suspenseful thoughts, but there were none. I really didn't have butterflies. I just wanted to lay that royal flush on the table and rake in all the chips. 28 years of coaching told me that we would win, about as surely as 49 years of life told me that the sun, now high in the Southern California sky, would set its game's end.
Jimmy, I know him. He knew the tape. We got better players. You can watch coaches. I always do this before games. I watch coaches. I watch Saban. Is there real concern? Bill Belichick smiled 33 times yesterday. Look at that guy. Oh, my God. It's life of the party. It looks like he's an MC at a comedy jam fest. He can't stop. Has Belichick ever been that loose before a Super Bowl?
Do you think it could be a little bit dangerous, though? Because I understand what you're saying. Jimmy Johnson, he's in the middle of the game. He's smiling. He's happy. But they haven't even started yet. They still got a week to go.
Football is, I can remember, it's a good question, Rachel. So years ago, Urban Meyer coached at Florida. And then when I was at ESPN, they used him as an analyst. And so I got him in the hallway, and I said, Urban, I'm not going to tell anybody this. I'm going to use it on the air, but I'm not going to apply it to you. You'll be my source. Mm-hmm. So Ohio State was going to play LSU in the national championship. And I said, I won't. So I can tell the story now. Urban was my source. And I said, what does the film say? And Urban said that LSU is 2 touchdowns better. He goes, unless they turn it over, he goes, LSU's got more depth here, they'll dominate this. And that's exactly how the game, Ohio State scored early. Coaches know on film, this is a problem, this is not a problem. Now, there's some things in the middle of a game where a coach is like, we got a matchup problem in the trenches. Coaches love to see the first couple of series. Let me see the line play. Because that's warfare. How's my guard deal with Fletcher Cox? I think we're going to have some problems. How big are the problems? So things develop during games. But coaches can look at tape and go, okay, we're going to win this matchup. We're going to have to bail water on this matchup. Say what you want. I'm being very vulnerable.
Body language.
This is body language. It's just all I'm saying. Bill appears to be very happy. Look at that Aaron Rodgers tape again. You know what Aaron Rodgers looks like before a game. He is the coolest customer in the room. He's smiling. He is confident. That game against Atlanta, he's literally going, he's taking these deep sighs before the game. Aaron's seen the tape. Green Bay was injured. He knew he had to carry the team. He knew it had to be a shootout, and Aaron was sick. And he knew it, and he was telling it to you. He didn't have a poker face that day. Aaron's probably watching this thinking, coward's out of his mind. No, I'm not. I've always told you palm reading. All palm reading is, you sit down with me, and I watch you. And I can look at you, and if you have good teeth, facial symmetry, you probably have confidence, and I can play like palm readers.
I don't know. Sometimes they know stuff. Okay.
Like,
in your hand or in your posture.
You don't think they're reading a little bit of you? They're looking at your outfit. Do you have money? If you have money, they know you can afford this. You go out, you probably travel more than average. Like, I think palm readers and all this stuff, they look at you, and you, by how you dress and how you smile and how you talk and your body language, their body language is quasi-experts, and they read it and they tell you what you want to hear, and they play to your vanity. If you came in and you're a guy and your hair is all styled up, they're like, oh, he looks at himself in the mirror a lot. I'm going to play to his vanity. And I'm going to think about what would a good-looking young guy do in his life. And you play to that. I think maybe I'm crazy. I'm very vulnerable here. I'm very, very vulnerable
I think
here.
you could moonlight as like a closet psychic here at Fox Sports.
Here's Rachel with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
All right, we finally had a real question asked at opening night in Minnesota. Bill Belichick was asked what it's like to match wits with Eagles coach Peterson. This is what he said.
They're very aggressive, well-balanced, uses a lot of personnel, so all the receivers, all the tight ends, all the backs, gets a lot of people in.